I love Jimmy Butler. I love Jimmy Butler. I love Jimmy Butler. But boy, oh boy, Jimmy Butler makes it really hard to defend him. He makes it really hard. And I haven't talked about this topic since he got back from suspension, but I felt a need to do it today because Jimmy Butler today decided that he was going to. Well, I'll tell you in a second. Welcome back, everyone, to another edition of Rudy's Rant, powered by Coming Out of the Podcast. Talk facts over feelings. I'm your host, Rudy Rodriguez Shomont. Let's just jump in, man. Fuck all the cordialities in this one because I'm just irritated. I mean, really, I'm irritated. But thank you for being here. I appreciate y'all. Like the video, subscribe, comment, all that good stuff. Let me know your thoughts because I mean, look, I have been a defender of Jimmy Butler, and I'm a humongous fan of Jimmy Butler, and I don't disagree with his feelings. I don't, and I really believe that Pat Riley is the problem. I still believe genuinely the core of the problem was Pat Riley. Pat Riley's in it, his unwillingness to be grateful to have players like Jimmy on his team, his or LeBron or Shaq or Wade. His history of not of taking these guys for granted and treating them like they're pieces on a puzzle rather than people who have bled and sweat for him and done everything to help that man win titles. Because we know that Pat Riley has not won a championship without multiple layers of stars on all of his teams, whether it was the Lakers, team of Hall of Famers, the Heat with Wade and Shaq, also Gary Payton, three Hall of Famers on that team. You look at the team right now with LeBron, not right now, but LeBron, D Wade, and Bosh. You got four Hall of Famers, if you include Ray Allen on two of those seasons. You won two rings, but you lost two as well with that same core of players. And then you got, you know, what's left? Jimmy Butler. But Jimmy Butler didn't win a ring. Jimmy Butler's been to the finals twice. There's not a player on the Miami Heat right now that is a Hall of Fame player outside of Jimmy Butler. Jimmy Butler's going to go to the Hall of Fame, people. Trust me. Jimmy Butler will be in the Hall of Fame. He might not be a first ballot guy, but he's going to be in the Hall of Fame. Now, I mean, if you want to compare him, I mean, I can look at Vince Carter. Vince Carter never went to a finals. First ballot Hall of Famer. Jimmy Butler's been to two finals, carrying a crew of ducks. So he probably would be a first ballot Hall of Famer. But the rest of his team, not a chance. Not a chance. This is the first unit that Pat Riley's basically made this one star carry everybody. And the reality is, one star typically can't carry everybody unless his name is Dirk Nowitzki. At least in the last 25 years. You need multiple superstar level players. And Pat Riley refused or failed to give him that, to help him. Instead, he let his best friend lead on the team, Max Strus. He lets Gabe Vincent lead. He lets players go and replaces them with Josh Richardson and Thomas Bryant. He brings in Terry Rozier, who forgot how to shoot a basketball. Terry Rozier is so used to playing with losers because he was the man that he doesn't know how to be a piece to a puzzle. He has to be the main piece to the puzzle. And when he's not the main piece of the puzzle, he can't function. There are players that are like Kevin Love, Chris Bosh, guys that are willing to sacrifice themselves for the betterment of the team. Those guys don't come along very often in the NBA because most NBA players are selfish bastards. They only care about themselves, they only care about their numbers, and they only care about their money. And that's where we're going here. Jimmy Butler right now has become that selfish bastard who only cares about money. And I understand why, though. Because Jimmy Butler's always been cast aside. Jimmy Butler has had to work for everything he's ever gotten. The man was a bench warmer for 2 years in Chicago before he became a player there. These other guys are starters the second they walk in. He's always been overlooked. He had to go to junior college first before he went to Division One basketball. The guy's been perpetual for it's always overlooked, always overlooked. So he fights for everything. So in his world, money is respect. The problem is Pat Riley finds a way to disrespect some of his greatest players ever with money, like Dwayne Wade, twice. Ask Dwayne Wade how he feels about losing all the money he lost because Pat Riley didn't pay him, but he paid Chris Bosh. Ask him. He didn't like it. That's why he left. But with all that said, and I hope you're still here watching this video, Jimmy Butler missing a team flight today after being suspended for 7 games, for which I thought that suspension was bullshit, but he was suspended for 7 games. He comes back. He's played, I think, 3 games since then. Has he been great? No. Has he been terrible? No. Has he looked indifferent at times? Yes. Does he look like he doesn't want to be there? Yes. Did he have 8 assists the other day? Yes. Because he's the Heat's only point guard, real point guard. Mine doesn't have a point guard, a legitimate point guard. But all that said, they go on a road trip to Milwaukee today, and he misses the team flight. That's unprofessional. And you know what, Jimmy, you make it really hard for people like me to defend you when you do shit like that. And you probably don't care, and I'm sure you don't care. But you are only hurting yourself at this point. Your reputation is in mud for so many people who believe everything the Bulls said, everything the T-Wolves said, everything the Sixers may have said. They believe it all. There are people that will always believe the company over the employee. It is what it is. It's life. It's the same people that will sit here and say, well, I want to be paid equally, but yet you're always going to trust the company's word over the word of the employees. Jimmy Butler is an employee. Jimmy Butler felt a certain way because his owner, his president / part owner, embarrassed him publicly after he did so much for this franchise in helping it win. And his response was to tell him to shut up. So yes, he should have been offended. I would have been offended. And I don't care how much money you make. Being offended is being offended. People who can say, oh, well, you're making $50 million a year. You just play. Deal with it. You've never made $50 million a year. You've never had $50 million a year leverage. The reality is Jimmy Butler not playing for the Miami Heat hurts the Miami Heat more than it hurts him. He's a rich man. He doesn't need to work another day in his life. He wants his money for sure, but he doesn't have to work another day in his life. And the Miami Heat right now are going to be stuck trading him for parts if they trade him. Parts that will do nothing for this team this year. Or who knows how many years. Dwayne Wade said in his own podcast, money will never stop players from coming to Miami. I don't agree with him. I think at a certain point, if you see the way this man, Pat Riley, treats his star players, you know that in year 4 or 5, the man is going to disrespect you and dog you, and you're going to be leaving. So are the 4 years of fakeness and money worth it when you can get that same money somewhere else? And not necessarily think that in 4 years or 5 years, you're going to have to move because your president and owner is going to disrespect you publicly? I wouldn't want to deal with that because it's happened every time in the history of Pat Riley. It happened with Shaq. It's happened with LeBron. It happened with Dwayne Wade. It's happened with all of them. He disrespects people, and he thinks that's okay. He thinks it's okay. He doesn't care he doesn't care. He won't care until someone actually is allowed to punch him in his mouth the way Shaq wanted to in 2008. Because Shaq could have absolutely put Pat Riley under the ground. You can't get away with that shit. But again, people who have a problem with Jimmy Butler and say, shut up and dribble, they've never made that kind of money, so that's why they think that way. Jimmy Butler has a suitor. It's the Phoenix Suns. They want him. They want him. And you know what the Phoenix Suns also know? that when you put a dog like Jimmy Butler next to Devin Booker and Kevin Durant, who are both marshmallow soft, you automatically toughen that team up. And you know that in the final quarter, when you need a dog to come through, Kevin Durant might not be that guy anymore. D-Book might not be that guy anymore, but Jimmy Butler still is. And Jimmy Butler don't have to kill himself in the regular season with talent like that on his team. People say, oh, he didn't play hard in the regular season. And if he didn't, Miami lost because Miami don't have talent. Miami doesn't have any talent. Like, be real, people. Tyler Hero is a third option on a good team. Bam is a fourth option or a fifth option. Neither guy is a star. Neither. But those were Jimmy's secondary guys. Those were his other guys. But what he did today, missing the flight, the world's looking at you. The world is everyone's paying attention to every move you make. Your sullen attitude on the bench, which I can let it go. But be a fucking professional, Jimmy. Be a professional. Be on the team plane. Otherwise, just ask for a leave of absence and sacrifice your money for this season. You can't have it both ways. You can't sit here and say, well, you shouldn't suspend me and I'm going to file a grievance and blah, 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 when you're doing stuff like this. You're making it difficult. You don't have to make it difficult. You want to be out, be out. But while you're here, play hard. Make other teams want you. Make it so that the Miami Heat can find a real option in a trade to get you out of here, since that's what you want. But Miami needs you to play hard. It needs you to be out there and be all in to win while you're here. And who knows, maybe it gets fixed. I doubt it, because Pat Riley will never say sorry, because that's who he is. But for your own sake, act like a fucking adult. You're 35 years old, bro. You're my favorite NBA player, but you're 35 years old, my guy. Act like a goddamn professional adult. You make your flight. You can't just say, I'm going to fly in later. No, that's not how this shit works. It's disrespectful to everybody. And you know everyone's watching. And you think that's okay? You make it real hard to defend you, bro. And I don't care what comes out later on. I'm a humongous fan. I will always be. Wherever you go, I will cheer like crazy for that team, for you. I want you to win a ring, bro. I do. I wish you would be here. I will cheer for the Miami Heat forever and a day. Although I'm pissed off and disappointed in what they're doing, I will still cheer for the Miami Heat to be they're my favorite team. But if the Miami Heat can't win, I will be cheering my ass off for you. But, dude, make it easier for people to defend you, dude. Doesn't make any sense to act like a baby. Stop acting like a brat. It's unneeded. Just fucking be an adult and be a pro. Who knows? He's out for 2 games now, suspended for 2 more games. Maybe he's gone before they get back. I don't know. We shall see. There's all kinds of rumors going out around there. I still don't want them to trade him. I want him to play hard. I want Eric Spoelstra to get out of his own ego and hand Jimmy the goddamn ball. This ain't Tyler Hero's team. Come on, dude. We're not going to go anywhere with Tyler Hero as our best player, the guy that y'all were trying to dump off for 3 straight years. We're not going anywhere with Bam Adebayo as our best player. The guy's having a horrendous season. He wanted to be a 3-point shooter, and you see what the fuck's happened. He can't make shots. He's having the worst season of his career this year. Worse than his rookie year. Worse than that. And he's making $55 million a year right now. Good job, Pat Riley. That's who you give your contract to. But Jimmy, please. Like, dude, act professional. It's not that hard. See, I can be objective. I can absolutely be objective. Jimmy Butler, you fucked up this time. It's too late. Whatever it is. Leave your thoughts in the comments. Appreciate y'all. This is Rudy's Rant. Facts over feelings. Come on now.